where does Christianity stand in relation to the current situations?
You are right. There's no religion that promotes violence and hate and discrimination. If there's a religion that does that, it shouldn't have any faithful followers. It shouldn't be called religion. Yeah. In the Christian faith, it all comes from the base of our belief that God is love and he's a just God and refuses any colonial systems. He asked us, and I'm quoting, "Do to others what you would have them to do to you." Or this sums up the law of the prophets. And that alone, like when it says like it sums up the law of the prophets, then if you follow this, then you're following the right path. And when you want others to do to you what you're doing to them, definitely a colonial system that continues dehumanizing acts that done by Israel is not one of them. And even though we refer to it as a human right issue and it violates international law on many levels, it's still alignedly with all of that, it contradicts the Christian faith. And in the Christian faith, such acts are considered sinful. The Israeli apartheid system has cost the people their rights to live in dignity and peace. And most importantly, it costed them their lives. The Israeli occupation is ethnically cleansing people to settle others. Like what happened at Sheikh Jarrah, like they're ethnically cleansing 500 families and 500 people from their houses, and they're kicking them out to replace others. And they're lynching and chanting death to Arabs, and they live under the sense of living under apartheid. This is all not acceptable in the Christian faith. And to see that human life is persecuted the way it is, we mourn the death of every life that this war had to take away. Again, no faith shall promote this, no faith shall accept it. It's not a religious narrative, because if it is about religion, then us as Christian and as Muslims, we do not support or in any way agree on an apartheid system. And we are asked with the Christian faith to be peacemakers, and whoever is a peacemaker is considered a son of God. So that alone is also a great testimony that us promoting peace and being not only promoting peace, but actually bringing peace to this earth is actually our responsibility. And we do have a say in it. And we do that actively through our Christian community. And it is our duty to speak out. For example, like my Christ at the Checkpoint community that I mentioned. In the first Intifada uprising, majority of Christians took the lead in that uprising. And Beit Sahoud played a major part in this uprising, which is a small city within Bethlehem, and they use creative resistance, and it's something we also promote for. How can you resist in a way that you don't use life as it's a dispensable thing, but it's actually has value? Like how can you actually create change in creative ways, such as BDS, for example? But also I would recommend watching Wanted 18. It's a documentary that also promotes creative resistance and how people did it, and it's a very interesting documentary. But even till today, not only in the first Intifada, till today, we've seen the unity more than ever before in all cities around historic Palestine, from both Christians and Muslims going out in demonstrations and standing against ethnic cleansing for Sheikh Jarrah and Gaza, where in Gaza they were bombing civilians and erased entire families from existing. Including the Christian voice into the occupation is important because it fights against any accusations that the Israeli occupation is justified by any religion, and it speaks against it. And we hold any religion that speaks for that accountable. That we do not agree and accept any faith that creates unjust systems and kill people.